lose, you know? So why not take the losing route that's not as harsh, you know? Like you have every top economist saying no bailout, no bailout, no bailout. And now people get behind it and, they don't pass it for whatever reason. I just don't understand it. It's here we go.
You create enough confusion, the public will beg you to solve it. And that's what's happening right now. They are creating such chaos that we will be begging them in a week. Watch. What's the date today? What's the date today? Is today the 29th?
Yes, it is.
All right. Within a week, we'll be begging, not us at this table, but most of the public will be begging Washington to solve this. They won't even care how it's done. Watch.
Okay, hold on. With what he just says, you just watch the sideline on. Why don't you tune into Fox News this week and watch whatever? No,
he's being sarcastic.
If you're gonna flip through some channels, stop by there and watch, like, say, the Bill O'Reilly show, and watch the comments that come in from the people on the side of the show, the little things that distract your attention from the actual issues, and you will see on the sidelines. People are going to email in. People are going to call in. Get this over with already. Bail out the economy. And be sure some of those people are people who said, for God's sake, don't take our money and bail out those companies. Earlier they said this. They're subject to the media's control of your mind.
Johnny K here, off camera. Adam, you were talking about, how broad this thing is. I had the opportunity to listen to the BBC today, and there was a reporter by the name of Ralph Silver. Actually, he was a financial expert. London's version of Freddie and Fannie is a bank in London called Bradford Bingley.
Bradford Bingley, yeah.
Who's being, they need a bailout. Another bank over in the UK, Northern Rock. They need a bailout.
See, this isn't just us. This is
global.
Worldwide.
This is global stuff.
That proves that this is a world bank causing this problem.
Right. These are all entities of the Central Bank of England. And what I want to comment from you guys is what this guy Silva said was his philosophy was don't give money directly to the banks. You give it to the markets so they can reinvest at the lowest price. Whereas if you give it to the banks themselves, they're going to take in their own selfish interests and such like that. So that's what I just wanted to pass that on.
I do have a question and a little complaint here. Seeing how Britain is in the EU, right? And they're falling apart. What's going to happen when the North American comes to America now? This is all part of an agenda. All part of the agenda for the North American Union. Before you know it, we are going to be the United States, Mexico, and Canada combined. Then Canada's having all sorts of problems, the same situation that England's having. I'm sure Ireland's in all sorts of trouble. So in other words, what we're trying to get at is the agenda from the Illuminati or the New World Order or whatever you want to call them is working to collapse everybody's economy, everybody's government. So they have a one world government and a one world police state, pretty much.
Now, for those who don't think that this is created, today one of the economists on CNN was cornered and finally admitted something. He said that the credit market tightened up as soon as they heard from Paulson they were going to get $700 billion. And now they keep saying, we got to loosen up the credit. Well, they didn't tighten up the credit until they heard they were getting $700 billion. So this is really an orchestrated, something's behind this, and I think there's a lot of people in Washington that are waking up to the fact they've been listening to the wrong people.
It's an agenda.
It is hands down an agenda, and it's all part of a giant scheme. And they've been talking civil unrest, and why are they pulling troops home right now for civil unrest reasons? Like, they know this is going to happen. They know things are going down. They know that things are about to get really chaotic. Like, imagine you going to a store and you can't buy bread for your family. What are you going to do? You're probably going to flip out. People are going to be hurt. Stuff's going to go wrong. And what is this? Again, we talk about this neoconservative fascist theory that you create the problem, create the solution, and take some rights. By the end of all this, like everybody's saying, we're going to be begging for a bailout. Please bail us out. We're such bad citizens. everything's chaotic. Please make us safe again. Take all our rights. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I know my stuff, and I won't be begging for any of that, and I don't suggest you do either.
Yeah, I second that. Let's get a couple final comments in here. We'll wrap it up. What do you got to say, Paul?
My question is, after this $700 billion gets flooded into our market, what's our dollar going to be worth?
A dollar right now is worth what? 3.5 cents, and it's only getting worse. This is literally a dollar that is worth nothing but paper. So save up your dollar bills, because you're going to need to light fires. That's what I have to say about it. You're going to need toilet paper, people. Hold on to those dollar bills.
Well, I believe we saw the same thing in Germany way back in the day, right?
Yeah.
People, their money wasn't worth crap, so what they do, they burned it in their oven to, create heat for their homes. And I said this last week at the last roundtable discussion that, you see how bad our currency's inflated right now. Imagine $1 trillion later. I mean, that's just printed up out of thin air. And another thing is too, that's a third of the next presidential budget. What are these two jerk-offs going to do for us? Obviously, I watch the debates. I haven't heard anything positive come out of their mouths. They beat around the bush when it comes to the economy. But if you take yeah, I know, yeah, pun intended. They beat around the bush. But if you take away a third of their budget, what are they going to accomplish? Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all.
Anybody got anything, or should we?
Can we just straighten out Rhode Island?
Hold on, we got a question coming in from the side.
We're beyond Rhode Island now.
Hand off that mic to John.
Can we break away from it?
I just want to get to this bailout and make like an analogy. Make an analogy to like bailout, no bailout. It seems to me it's like your brother did something. I'm gonna bring it down to family lines. Your brother is blaming you for doing something that you didn't do, so you're gonna get punished. Now, do you want a beating that's gonna last, good 2 minutes, make you cry, and it's gonna hurt, or do you want to be grounded for 3 months and endure, the punishment for 3 months? Is that more or less what it is? Like if you don't want the bailout, then you're gonna get spanked. But if you want the bailout, then you're gonna have to endure a timeout for 3 months.
You couldn't have said it better, man. You could not have said it better. It's the exact same thing. It's either get beat, deal with the pain, or again, like you said, be on punishment and get beat whenever daddy feels angry.
No, definitely not. If we do this bailout, it's going to hurt us more than not doing it. There's no comparison. You got to hold the people responsible. This accountable. That's how to fix it.
Absolutely. This
So
bailout is anti-American.
No doubt about it.
We're screwed either way. It's a 2-foot fall now or a 100-foot fall later, and I can phrase that in several different ways to put that forth to people. No bailouts. We're opinionated here at this table. And no bailouts. Get it over with now, or it's going to be much worse later. If anybody feels at the end of the week after they tune into Fox News and see what goes on with the nonsense in the media that they're going to be begging for a bailout, think again. Weigh your options. Weigh them very carefully and do your investigations.
Good.
Is that about it?
Blame for what my big brother did.
Right. We don't.
That's what I wanted to say too. Why do I gotta take the fault for something that somebody else did?
Well, so there you have it. We've all voiced our opinions. These aren't a bunch of guys at this table here. We don't watch the primetime shows. We don't, we don't take what the spoon is feeding us. A bunch of concerned guys, and take us for what you will. You can call us raving lunatics if you want, but maybe we'll hold that up as a badge of honor. All right. Well, this whole thing has been made possible by We the People of RI. You can see them at wethepeopleofri.org. They've donated this time generously and the resources to get this done. And there you have it. First Amendment at its best, ladies and gentlemen.
And for 1 bar of gold, we will send you this happy economic collapse card for you and yours, okay?
No, that's not all. For 1995, we'll send you all 3.
Be good, everyone.